Good morning, sweet world. Today we have a watch that probably every watch enthusiast at least known. I don't want to say every watch enthusiast loved because this is a debatable statement, but this is probably one of the most recognizable watch designs out there. This is quite of a bold statement, but really every watch enthusiast knows this watch. This is Seiko Marinemaster Tuna. To be exact, this is a Seiko Prospex with the number SBBN033, so a newer release from 2015. This watch features a famous Seiko Quartz caliber. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of Quartz watches, but this is kind of an exception from this because it has its own story, being introduced in the first diving, and it really have some historical background, and the number of this caliber is 7C46, and it was used in most of the Seiko Quartz Seiko tunas. I will do also, because I own other Seiko tuna model, and I will do a comparison for you later in next video. But today we will do a short review of this model. First of all, there on the internet you can find a lot of reviews of this model, so I don't want to tell you how much this watch is great or it isn't. I just want to clear and give you some of my expression about wearing it, and etc. First of all, this watch is not too big. Many people are claiming that the watch, because the watch is stated to be 47.7 millimeters, so many people telling you that this is a 48 millimeter watch. Yes, maybe it is, but it has no looks, as you can see here. So if it is 48, it is also almost 38 look to look, so it wears for sure smaller than 48 millimeters. Don't get me wrong, it isn't a small watch, but I'll show you how it looks on my wrist. I have really no problem with wearing it, having 70.5 centimeters wrist, so relatively slim wrist, and really no problem with wearing it. It isn't a small watch, but it wears like 44 millimeters, I would say. Almost always Japanese watches wear smaller than the size would suggest, so really I would say 44 millimeters is a top. It isn't a small watch, but really almost everybody, most anybody would have any problem with wearing it. So this is the first statement. It is quite thick, 14.7 millimeters thick. Still, it isn't overwhelming also in that dimension, so also no problem with fitting it underneath some jacket or something like that. So comfort of wearing it or some problems connected with the size of it, I would say, in my opinion, they almost doesn't exist. So this is really a good side of it. Second of all, this is an about $900 watch when new. On the used market, the value, I would say it's from $6 to $7.500, something like this, depending on the condition. In my opinion, it will. I'm not sure, because if you saw my previous videos, you know I'm not a fan of rubber strap. This strap is a bit different that I have experienced with Seiko strap before, because many of Seiko straps, like Seiko straps from Marinemaster 300, they are really stiff. They are supposed to be softer during after some time period, but I'm not wearing one watch that often to be witness of it, and they are really stiff, and this one is extremely soft. I bought this watch used, maybe it was used enough to get this softness, from the strap, but this, I would say, it's even almost too soft, and but it's better in this feature, I would say. With the Seiko straps, I like this thing here. This one is a bit scratched, so keep this in mind that this is a used watch, and I am quite good at renewing things, but I didn't do anything with it, so maybe I'll do it in some time. I like this thing here because for me rubber strap looks cheaper on the watch. It diminishes the value of the watch. Often, not always. This strap also have some historical background, and this is a dive watch, so at least it should have a rubber strap as a spare strap, I would say. But I personally prefer Seiko watches on the bracelet. Maybe it's just my personal opinion, but really I would like to see it on the bracelet, and of course there is a model on the bracelet, and I will show you idea for a bracelet for this watch also when I will do a comparison to other Seiko Tuna. As I said, in this strap, I like the softness of it, the comfort of wearing it, and I like this this loop here, because if you have this kind of simple buckle, I would like to see some kind of engraving with the company name, and you have it here, so this is a upside for me. Second of all, also Lume used here, Lume Bright from Seiko. It's great as usual in Seiko. As Seiko declaring it should last from 3 to 5 hours, and probably it is. Bezel. I find using those bezels from Seiko Tuna a bit hard, maybe because I'm used to Marinemaster or other Seiko releases, but those engravings here are not that you don't have such a firm grip on this bezel, I would say. To use it, because you use it in a bit of different manner, you have to push it down a bit and then turn it around. As you probably can hear, it clicking very nicely, but it isn't easy to catch it. It's maybe this is also just my personal opinion, but I find this bezel a bit slippery. I think it is a bit too slippery for a dive watch, but maybe it's also just my personal opinion. Besides that, what I can say, this caliber, as I said, is a quite legendary one, and it's supposed to run around 15 seconds plus minus per month, but very often they are on the spot with atomic clock, I would say, even, and distortion is like 1 to 5 seconds a month, so really accurate timekeeper, and great watch to have if you want to set the time on your other mechanical watches to compare what time actually it is. Also, from the interesting features you have, date here, screw down crown as usual, very debatable Prospex X logo, because most people hate it. I would say I'm quite in neutral position in this topic. Date in Japanese, in English. Overall, this is a great watch, really. I'm preferring other version, and I will do a comparison for you later, but overall I think every watch enthusiast should have some Seiko Tuna version in his collection. At least for me, it's good to have at least one Quartz watch, and if you want to have just one Quartz watch, it could be a Seiko Tuna, and in my collection it is Seiko Tuna, but not this model. At the moment I have two, but I will probably just keep the second model, and I will do a comparison for you shortly. That's probably it. Thank you. Seiko SBBN033 Marinemaster Tuna. Thank you. Bye.